My name's Amo Tawa. I'm the director of Punch. We're a creative music organisation based in Digbeth, Birmingham. Where I lived in North Birmingham, there was this, it was a hub of different types of people. So there was a very strong African Caribbean community out towards Handsworth, very strong Asian community towards Aston, and a university right on our doorstep. And I thought, wouldn't it be great to put something amongst this area? What we realised once we did a very, very small diagnostics of the area, and it was very much, going to a shopping centre, walking around the area, we realised there was a real limited place for music and people to come in and talk about music. I really struggled. I didn't pay myself for 2 years. We really got on the track of business and made loads and loads of mistakes. One mistake was I didn't really understand the notion of paying commercial rates. So I always thought we could set up a business and we could pay the rates for the downstairs of the shop, but I didn't realise you had to pay rates for double up, so that really financially crippled me in my first year. As the years went on, we realised that there was other ways that were directly connected to music that we could generate revenue, and one was doing events, one was very much working with record labels, and one was very much working with the local artists in terms of just trying to get a sense of what people wanted. So rather than us as supposedly tastemakers trying to sort of push what we felt was really important, we just got a sense of, well, it's almost like a thing of supply and demand. What do people want? How can we sell it? We really identified niche areas that were up and coming, and one area in particular was focusing on DJs and music. So we became a vinyl shop for black music. So we sold, reggae, soul, hip hop, across the genres. And that was one of the best moves. From that came a raft of different types of businesses. So we were getting to know the DJs, we were getting to know the radio stations. We had connections with the record labels, and the record store, it was an independent record store, and it became a hub for local people to hang around, to discuss, to talk. And it was almost, we were doing impromptu music workshops. It was just a weird hangout place. But it was great because it was quintessentially a kind of a cross between an arts centre and a learning institution. A lot of kids used to wag school, come into the shop, listen to music. We got talking to a lot of the kids, and we realised at the time that there was these new forms very much based around sort of living in the UK and that hybridity. So things like UK garage, breakbeat, grime, they were all kind of emerging forms, very much amongst particular types of communities in particular areas of the UK, predominantly London, Manchester and Birmingham. And so we got talking to the kids, and they had unbelievable interest in music, but weren't that interested in music talk from their music teachers. We went in and we looked at areas where we thought we could sort of, I suppose, support teacher learning. And one particular area that we really nailed was dance music remix. And it was a very small module, Key Stage 3. And we realised every school that we were moving into, the teacher just was struggling on this particular form. So we became experts, and we were delivering dance music remix. And we suddenly realised we were pulling in like major educational contracts worth 100,000 plus. And so we became these weird experts in dance music remix. So from a record store, we were like, I was spending a lot of my time delivering workshops and talking to head teachers. Moving to the Custard Factory, out of the shop environment, actually probably doubled our business in terms of revenue. So we were probably turning over, I'd say, around 200,000 when we were in the shop. When we moved to the Custard Factory, we were touching 400,000. We changed our staffing structure from probably 3 full-time staff to 8 full-time staff. So it was a radical change in terms of moving from a consumer-facing business to almost like an office business. And so my role as the director changed completely. So I was very much about trying to develop businesses, arguing with people, and writing checks. So that was pretty much what I was doing most of the time. And you really miss that kind of meeting people. You miss it, but sometimes you have to let go of things that were just part of your life in a very short period of time. In 2005, 2006, Local authorities, government agencies, they pretty much were reducing a lot of the youth music grants. So we were fortunate enough to preempt the almost like the recession in funding. And so we kind of reconfigured our model, and we changed it. We developed a festival, and we looked at alternative ways of creating cash. So we looked at publishing, we looked at exhibitions. And so hereforth, we're based at the Custard Factory now, where we employ 7 people, and we have 1 intern. We do a variable range of things in terms of, using music as a tool, but we work around exhibitions. So we have a number of exhibitions going out touring. So we're a weird kind of exhibitions agent. I never thought that we would be selling visual arts whilst I was selling, Northern Soul 10 years ago. We've become publishers, so we're really looking at the relationship between music and publishing, music and learning. We're also looking at new businesses, so we're really into incubation and deciding, well, if you've got an idea, we want to run with ideas. And when most people kind of say, well, what is your business? Because it's a complicated number of facets and pillars. But we try to make sure that music is at the core. Our artists and creativity are absolutely at the core of all of our work, and we can expand into new markets. My networks are quite vast, and I've always spoken to people and said, look, to grow you, first and foremost as a person, forget the business, you have to turn once and turn twice from the people that you know, and put yourself in a comfortable position to build new networks. And so when you go to a launch, when you go to a music event, we're all used to working like in packs of wolves and tribes. We go to an event and we talk to each other. And I always say to my staff, I say, if you really want to build your business, you have to step away once and step away twice. And and I have this philosophy: go up to people and shake people's hands, and invite them around for a cup of tea, because that's the key. You never know where you are absolutely going to grow your next. Not just growing your business, but actually develop as a human being. And I have this thing. I said, have a cup of tea. It's a very, very English thing to say, and because a cup of tea, you never know what can come out of a cup of tea.